All right, so we are on number 9, which is the last one that actually has a lot less to do with Google Ads, but very, very important. Very, very helpful if you're not really turning as many visitors to your website into actual bookings or phone calls. So this is number 9. Again, we've covered all the other points in this cheat sheet in other videos. You can find them somewhere around here. You'll find it. But we're looking at landing pages slash website. So a landing page could literally be just a page on your website. This does not have to be a standalone page that lives somewhere else. So some people get that confused. Really, it's any page you're sending traffic to, whether it be from an ad or otherwise. So I don't want you to get confused on the vernacular. But really what we want to do is talk about how do we increase conversions? How do we make sure that people who are seeing our ads, clicking on them, are getting to the right pages, are getting the information they need to make a decision so they're not going to find it somewhere else? And also that they have a good mobile experience. We'll talk about that a little bit too. It's not really mentioned here, but definitely something you should be considering. So the first one and the last one are very similar. I should probably just cover them together. I'm going to show you some real world examples of where this is happening and maybe some of the shortcomings of some websites I just happen to find. But the first item is relevant to the person's search. So this means that when we're running an ad for, let's say, jet ski rental, and you do jet ski rental and you do whatever, snorkel tours, and you do all this stuff, you don't want to send people to the homepage, right? Because then they have to find their way to the thing that they actually were looking for in an ad. So you want to make sure you take them to the most relevant page on your website. It should be the jet ski rental page. Similar to that, on this last point, we want to have the keywords that the user searched at least in the headline. This helps for a few different reasons. One is for quality score. That's Google's way of deciding how much they're going to charge you for a click. So you want your page to be relevant. So Google will hopefully charge you less for that person to click. The other thing is you want the user to actually know they're on the right page in the right place. So I'm going to show you this in the wild and just go to examples. So I did a search in Parasailing Key West. I'm in Florida, and I know this particular advertiser. If I move myself out of the way here, if I try to move myself out of the way here, I don't want to go anywhere. Okay. This particular advertiser looks like they're, showing an ad for parasailing. I just cannot move. Parasailing in Key West. There we go. Parasailing Key West. And if I'm not going to click on their ad because that wouldn't be right. But if I hover over the page here, over the ad, I can see at the bottom here, it says parasailing or Key West Key West parasailing. So I know that that's going to be the page I'm going to land on. So I was able to easily find them here because it's such a big company. When I click on this link, I know I'm being taken to a relevant page, to the jet ski page. The parasailing page. So this is great. Also, they have that keyword I searched, or a very similar variation of it, in the headline. It's right here. I know I'm on the right page. There's no question. So another example would be doing a search for jet ski rentals in Pompano Beach. This particular person, they're not running an ad as far as I can tell. Go to their website. So I don't expect to land on the right page because with Google Maps, you just land on the home page typically. So I'm not expecting to land there. So this would be an example of not being relevant. I searched for jet ski rental. He couldn't really help that because this is not an ad, but this gives you an idea of what you don't want to do. Of course, this business is all about jet ski and water sports. This may not even be that big of an issue, but for most people, you're doing more than one thing. I get to this page, and now I do see again, it is relevant. The headline is here. That's helpful. Okay, great. Let's talk about some other points. Trust factors. That's reviews, videos, awards, etc. So in some cases, I'll go back to Fury. On their page, they do have, I guess Facebook likes. They're considering that to be a trust factor. They have the TripAdvisor review count. They've got their certificate of excellence. This could also be, actual testimonials or reviews like you see right here. I have some comments to make about this page as a whole, but they do try to incorporate them. I would say it makes better sense to have them more visual and a lot easier to notice because it's very hard, in my opinion, to notice that that's even there. And that's really because this page is extremely busy and it's very, very hard on the eye. So they're a great company. I'm not saying anything bad about that, but this is very hard to follow. And I'll show you an example at the end of this that's maybe a little bit more cleaner. It's just a template that we use, but yeah, so we want to have reviews, a video, which they did a great job showing a video. It helps as a trust factor because you get to see the experience you're about to pay for. You don't have all these questions of wondering how, how does this go? Where are we going to go? What does it look like? How, you have answers to your questions, and it gives you more trust because a real business has video a lot of times. Conversely, we go to this page for the jet ski rental, and that's just maybe a stock image, maybe it's real. I don't know. I see a broken kind of button over the headline. It doesn't seem great. They do have a review section on their website, which is cool. They don't have anything on the. Well, they do. They have Tim from Pembroke Pines down here that does mention it, but again, I almost didn't even notice that, and I'm looking for it, right? So is that really going to help as far as credibility? Not really. No video, no awards, nothing like that. So again, not dogging these guys. I'm just saying this is an area where they might find some improvement if they're able to bring that in. Another example of this could be actual Google reviews with people's like little images there, and there's ways to stream those in from Google or from other places. So that's what that looks like. In terms of highlighting your tour details and specifics, this is another one that I think is really helpful. A lot of times people have questions, and you can see right here, this is more of a rental than a tour. Okay, I got that. But on this page, you're really not getting any answers to a lot of your questions. I mean, yeah, you're understanding kind of what it is, a great birthday present, all of that. It does have some information, and I can't even tell what that would say behind this button. Maybe this is some of the information, like for example, photo ID and all that. But it's not really broken up in a way that if I didn't go and just like take my time to read this, I would understand that. And these buttons don't work either. So it's not like I can go to a page that has more information as far as I know as a user. Remember, users are not necessarily going to dig around your website to find the information they're looking for. They'll find somebody else who will make it a lot easier. On Fury, that's a whole different thing. I mean, they mention their checkout options, the length of the tour, or the experience, the adventure here. They do have like the departure point. I can click on that and get dropped down to that part of the page, and it follows me around. I know what the cost is. Like, this is a very helpful. There's regulations here. There's features of the boat. Like, they answer a lot of your questions. Now, I would say they make it really hard on the eye to kind of get to that, and we'll talk about mobile at the very end of this. But if we just quickly do an I'm in Chrome, Google Chrome, and this will, like, if I use this little feature here, you can see it'll toggle into like an iPhone or something. Really helpful to do this either on your phone or on Google Chrome to see how your page would look to a user. But I can still see a lot of this core information right here. It made the reviews a lot easier to find. The details are here as well. I didn't realize I had to scroll to the right. That may or may not be different on an actual phone, but you can get some of this information. It's on the page. This page is just super duper long. It's just kind of long. The good news is they got rid of a lot of the red and the blue on mobile because that is very hard on the eye. Okay, great. We'll move on to the next thing. I think you get the idea on the tour specifics and details. Because think about it. You want them to typically just book online or call you saying, all right, I want to book. You don't want them calling you wasting 15 minutes of questions. Because if you answered it once, you probably answered it 100 times. And you can't expect people to go digging around your website. And even when you do put on your website, people still ask questions, right? So you got to really make it simple and easy as you can. I think Fury did a really good job of that. A clear call to action, tell people what to do next, right? So for example, in this case with Fury, I'm going to get rid of the mobile view for a moment. Book trip. It says it right here. Right here. It's like book the trip. Like you're telling what you want them to do, call to book. Again, this is a little bit hard to see, but you're making it really clear. On the other page here, book your rental. I click that and it takes me to, I think, Fair Harbor. Yeah, okay, great. So Fair Harbor. So I can book right here. I know what to do. It's very clear. I can leave this checkout. There's really no phone number that I can see here. So maybe they don't really want you to call them. Maybe they just want to book online. Okay. Very hard to find a phone number here. And again, if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But, make it really easy to book. Don't put your phone number in an image. I see a lot of guys that they have their phone number in this really cool font, but it's not text on the page. And sometimes when you click on it, it prompts a phone call. Like it makes the phone number, like if I clicked on this, this is our example. But if I clicked on this, it prompts a phone call. Sometimes for some of these guys, that doesn't work. It's just an image. You click on it and you can't even like copy it and paste it into your phone, right? Or to anything else. It's very annoying. You don't want to do that. The last check item, then we'll look at an example in the mobile side, is a clear call to, we already did that one. Keyword user search. So we're done with that. So I want to give you an example of, again, on desktop. So we talked in another video that the world is now mobile first, which means that, especially in the tourism space, a lot of people, especially when they're already at the destination, Like you might already be in Key West and you think, you know what, I'm gonna go parasailing today or tomorrow. You're already there, right? You probably don't have your desktop computer with you. You probably don't even have a laptop with you. You have a phone. So you got to think about how is the experience going to look on mobile. Okay, so if you have it where it's really, really overwhelming, or your page is not mobile friendly, that is going to hurt you. And if you have it where it's too busy, like here I was saying a moment ago, like there's a lot of different like colors going on, and like all this up here, when you see all these different colors, it almost makes you ignore it. Like I personally ignore, I mean, unless I'm really looking for something. Like I honestly, it's just too much for your brain typically to want to process. So it's easier to add some more white space, to add, to try to make it as simple as you possibly can. And maybe, they did a good job adding like the details to take you down to that section or departure point. They did a good job here. So I'm not saying this is like a bad website. I'm just saying the overuse of colors is a little tough on the eye sometimes because you really don't know where to look. On the other guy here, I didn't even look at this one on mobile yet. Okay, but this is like even the worst experience ever. Like if you're watching this is your website, please don't take it personal, but this is not going to help you at all. I mean, you come here, the image is gone, your button's in the middle of a paragraph. I'm already logged into Fair Harbor, so under my own website, so this is not showing up for some odd reason. That's kind of weird. I'm just going to leave checkout here. And that's interesting. It takes me to the home page, which looks a little bit better. But that's not where I'm going to necessarily always book. I'm going to land on this page. So this is an example of what you don't want. And if this person probably didn't check it on their phone, and again, this could just be because I'm on a browser and not on the phone, but I highly doubt it's going to be a whole lot better. So who knows how much money is being lost here. And if you're running ads to a page like this, guys, this is, when we say we can save up to 40% of wasted ad spend, this is one of those things that can probably make you another 30% of revenue, potentially, because you're getting people to actually book at this point, right? So I'll show you an example that we use, which is, again, just a templated page. It's not made for ranking and SEO necessarily. It's really made to make it simple for people who have a website like this and they want us to run ads for them. I'm not running ads to this thing. And I have no interest in fixing it either. We'd rather just run it to a page that we can create that we think will work well. It covers a lot of the basics that we talked about. It does not have the awards and the reviews. We would probably put that right here. The reason why, I mean, this is all templated information. This is all fake stuff. You see, it's all dummy text. It's just a template for us to use for people, but it hits all the buttons for the awards to be like right here probably. It's got a very visual header. If people have video, of course, it explains what the tour is. It has the keywords, and it does talk about the experience. They can book from right here. They don't have to go anywhere else. This is a fake image, but this would be your Fair Harbor, whatever booking backend that you use. And then as you scroll down again, top details right here. There's some quick details. There's this. Again, this is optional. We've got a video here or an image. So again, if this wasn't enough to give people a warm feeling, maybe we want to explain it more. Okay, great. Do that right here. We've got our description, some bullets, another way to book from right here. You don't have to go back to the top of the page. FAQs. Really simple footer. And then, of course, on mobile, which is, again, what we were talking about before being very important, it's pretty simple. They come here, the phone number's right here, the book a tour, the image still shows, the video still shows. That depends on people's video. We always have to tweak it. But again, quick details. There goes your other video. Description, which can be, long, short, whatever. This is kind of long, but it's just dummy text. Some bullets, another booking button, and FAQs. They really don't have to go a lot of places. Again, we didn't have like an embedded section for reviews. I don't always think that that's necessary 100%, but if we have some reviews here, or we have like our star rating, like our Google symbol with 500, 500 reviews, 4.8 rating, or whatever, that's usually enough. We don't need to give people all the reviews known to man on this page, but we would probably embed them somewhere on this page below the FQs and just stream them in. So anyway, guys, it doesn't mean that this page is the end-all be-all, but it's a good example of keeping it clean. I was mentioning Fury and having a little bit more white space. This page has a lot of white space on it. So even though there's a lot of information, it doesn't feel like a lot of information. Like it's a little bit easier. And then on the mobile side again, there's still, let me just get rid of this. Okay. There's white space in between things. So again, there is a lot of text because you really can't get away from that. But the hope is to not make it feel like a lot of text. The hope is to make it feel like it's a little bit easier on the eye. So Hope that helps. This was the last point that we had in our cheat sheet. I hope this has been valuable for you. If you have any questions, if you don't want to do all this yourself, you have no idea where to start, obviously you can reach out to us, let us know. But hope it's been helpful and love any feedback you can provide. Have a great day and God bless you.